everyone, it's me, non-canonical Amanda. I just wanted to say thank you guys for the support on Aidyn and I's adventures for a whole year now. It's been quite a ride, and we've been able to create a whole 2 episodes within a year, which is great. That Battle for Dream Island has created a full series at that time, but I think it's important to remember the expectations with creation and your own... Fuck. Aidyn! No! That's a curse word! No, you can't say that. Are you kidding me? Come on, that's not okay. Oh no, Aidyn. Aidyn. Okay, you've really messed that up, Aidyn. This is horrible. I think you guys should take a look at the special features brought by a less cursive Aidyn. He's going to be showing you through all the stuff, apparently called production, of episode 1, 2, and maybe even a future look into it. There's been really cool stuff happening in episode 3. Aidyn and I get along really well in that episode, and I'm really excited for you guys to see it. Cunt. No! Aidyn! Aidyn, no! Aidyn! Oh, no! Oh, you really didn't have to, but you did. Oh, no. Aidyn, you did a curse word. That's the second time you swore in this video. I don't know what I'm gonna do anymore. Your foul language. I've asked you to stop, but surprisingly you haven't stopped. You're just so, against your character, doing something that would hurt me. I feel so hurt. I don't know how to move on. When the sky is blue and a petal for you, you'll be born anew. Hey everyone, so we're going to be going through this little folder here full of different production stuff about the packs. It's actually pretty late at night. It's, as you can see, it's just about to hit the 16th. You can leave a like on this video when it hits the 16th. You can see in the bottom corner. I want to go through all the production stuff of episode 1, episode 2, and give you all a wee bit of a sneak peek of what's to come with episode 3. So, first off, I apologize. First off, we have these interesting logos. So you've probably seen these in episode 1 with the timestamps as well. That was originally a concept where we were to track the dates and times that different events happened, so we can create a consistent timeline. Overall, it became very complicated and was just ruining the idea of such a... it kind of got in the way of the creative flow of writing, so I ended up scrapping the idea because it was just so overcomplicated. And another thing that was meant to happen was these logos would appear depending on which territory the characters are in. You can see that in the first episode, but it was ultimately scrapped because I wanted to have more freedom with the territories, and sometimes just not have a character in a territory, or just kind of maybe a mix of territories, or I feel like you didn't really need it. You knew what territory they were in depending on their delivery job or what the episode's talking about, so really they were ultimately scrapped, but there was a lot of different, as you can see here, the concept of the original kind of clans here, or packs. We have Forgen, I'm guessing Forgotten, which was, I think the back paws was originally going to be called Forgotten Paws, and then if I am remembering correctly, the Water Paws, was it? No, yeah, I think so. Either way, a few clans had their names changed. There was the Heartfelts, and then the Wild Eyes was called the Watcher clan. So a lot of things were ultimately changed in that way too. Originally, they were called the Wide Eyes, but I didn't want to be like seen as like a racist thing, so I removed that and did Wild Eyes instead. Also, I think that mostly just came from a misspelling as well. Here is Book's first kind of appearance. She's a very simplistic character. Interesting. I wrote down their sexualities. Eventually, they're all scrapped as well. Sexuality is very fluent, and the packs and characters will just like each other if it works for the story, or if naturally happens. So, not one character is one sexuality. This is a concept that was scrapped, but was pretty heavily based in the original concept art. As you can see for Book. We also have Hyena Harry, first ever concept art. As you can see, his original idea was he was going to be gay. I don't really know what that would bring to the story, but it was just the original idea of him being a homosexual. I don't know. I don't remember why. He just was gay. Maybe it was like a story where he had to come out to Evelyn or something, which, I might revisit, but these characters do have very strange kind of sexualities kind of pasted onto them from the beginning, which is all scrapped and non-canon. Yeah, same with Holly being a lesbian. Holly's based on Lollipop from Inanimate, or no, BFDI. So she's kind of the sassy girl, and originally she was going to be the lesbian for some reason. But there's the first kind of look at Holly as well, which actually really only ends up showing up in episode 2. She's already created for episode 1. She just never got any scenes in episode 1, so she wasn't just a character that was thrown together for episode 2. She pre-existed episode 1. She just never got any kind of lines in episode 1. Nadal. Oh, don't know what that was about. My headset's kind of messing up. Interesting little character he is. I love Nadal. He is such a cute and amazing character. I'm very proud of him. As you can tell, they're all very round and squishy, which is kind of a style that I kind of return to in my newer kind of forms. I'll have more of a comparison compared to, like, you'll see even in the thumbnail, like, the different art style that's changed and how the show's become tidier. And as you can see here, this is back when I was drawing with a mouse, so it's a lot less tidy. And you can kind of see the ripples in the art and stuff, and or like the colors not matching up with the outlines. But that's not a wolf. Randy. Gay trans man, interesting. The concept's completely scrapped now. He's kind of cis, I suppose. Again, like, gender and sexuality are very fluid in this universe. It's not like, it's kind of just how it should be. It's just kind of what that person is naturally, instead of trying to put like labels on these characters. If Aidyn finds a guy attractive, then he'll find a guy attractive. If Book finds a woman attractive, she'll find a woman attractive if it works for her character and it's naturally put in. It's, if I kind of, the way I saw it is, if I kind of force these kind of labels onto these characters, then they're gonna have to stick to them, when like that was kind of originally scrapped. But Randy was originally gonna be one of the main characters as well. He was gonna be alongside Amanda and Aidyn, be like the cautious kind of straight man of the group, but very naturally became the villain, which was very surprising to myself. And that's kind of what I say, like, your characters write themselves if they're done right, and it definitely kind of worked for him. He very much writ himself. Evelyn is such a sweetheart. I love Evelyn a lot. Asexual, that's very interesting. Evelyn she's way more saucy for an asexual. I noticed in the in like episode 2 she's a little flirty with Amanda, so she's definitely not asexual, I guess. But Evelyn is very much the hippie kind of everything's aligned kind of healer of the group, and I love Evelyn. She's is not based off a Eevee. I think it was literally just like my brain had taken an Eevee from Pokemon and created Evelyn, which is not like I didn't intentionally get like an Eevee base and just change it a little. It just kind of happened to be like that. I already had this character in mind for ages in my head, and then I drew them and I named them Evelyn, and then someone was like, "Hey, like an Eevee," and I only caught on after. So Evelyn is definitely not an Eevee. It's just a really, really like I think Tom Skill talked about it, where your mind will kind of subconsciously take something and then twist it to make it their own, which is definitely what happened with Evelyn here. Aidyn! Everyone loves Aidyn. I got loads of complaints that Aidyn was too disliked in the first episode, which is one of the reasons that in the second episode he gets a lot of development for why he acts the way he does. And in the future, obviously he'll be changed to be a lot more suitable and easy to empathize with, and kind of just a better character. That's one of the reasons I really love this show, because I want you guys to tell me what I'm doing wrong, and Aidyn's writing was wrong, so I had to definitely fix it, which I understood. And it's not like I changed my vision for Aidyn. Aidyn's always kind of been the douchebag. He's always kind of a piece of shit, but I love him for it. But he's definitely becoming slowly more and more bearable. So he will. So no need to worry about that. If anyone's an Aidyn fan or Aidyn hater out there, then don't worry, Aidyn will become more of a likable character in the future. I just need to kind of practice my writing with him a wee bit more. So he's more of an understandable and more relatable character. Which he does in episode 3. I really think in episode 3 you will change your mind on him, or if you haven't already, by episode 2. Episode 2 does give him a lot of context on why he acts the way he does. I think next, Amanda, pansexual trans. Amanda was she used to be a chicken, so Amanda has changed animals a lot. She was even called Jaden, which actually showed up in DFB if you want to go and find her. Like she did show up in Battle for Dream Island, along with Aidyn and Spacebook. Maybe I'll show that at some point. But Amanda, the reason, it's actually a really shitty joke that I stole from Family Guy, which Amanda, you gotta think, is like years old, so it was kind of a transphobic joke, where it was like, a trans woman, her name was Amanda, and it was a something that I didn't really understand the joke was whenever I made it, because I was like stealing a Family Guy joke and I thought it was funny or something. But then, like, whenever you kind of grow up and you realize, you kind of understand what the idea of trans people are. You're kind of like, oh shit, I get it, I understand it. I'm trans myself, so it makes sense. But Amanda, the name just stuck. It's still not a reference to that gag. It's not like, Amanda is no longer trans. She's a cis woman. But like, she's the name Amanda just naturally stuck. So it's stupid meme meaning lost what it meant. But originally, also, we were going to take the idea of Amanda being trans a wee bit more seriously. Kind of also shows how unhealthy those kind of gags and Family Guy was to, when I was younger, mess up my perception of trans people. That kind of sucks. I think they kind of need to be a bit more safe with what they do, but whatever. We have a background here. This was by Pentic. It's a very unused background. We have the original thumbnail here of it was used for a while, but then it was replaced by a better drawing. This is my art, but I didn't feel like it it doesn't really, it aged like milk. So I got definitely a better artist to, I wouldn't say better artist, but I got an artist to kind of clean it up when I didn't have the skills. Here is a piece of art that was used. This is by Elb. You can, if you want to see the, you just check here for credits. This is a piece of art that I sent out to animators for them to color in, just to see if they could get the style right. We have this one. We have this one, which was by Ford Focus, which is super pretty. Even challenges today. Here is the editing process of the PAX episode 1. I misspelled episode in the file thing there, but very interesting, kind of just a wee glimpse of screenshot of me editing. I seem to be actually pretty close to being done. This is a really, really, really early concept of what the map would look like for the PAX. All maps are pretty much non-canonical anymore. I haven't pinpointed a map. But that I still have like that kind of idea for island being in the middle and the place being around it kind of area here. So it's definitely an early beta, but it holds some kind of ground on what the PAX world looks like, but nothing's set in stone yet. But that is definitely like the first ever drawing of what the PAX would eventually become, and it was at work, which is interesting. Here's another submission for the coloring in. This is let me see if I can open this on Google. This is the full script of the PAX episode 1, and you can tell that later on when we look at episode 2, I progress at being better at script formatting, which is interesting. Because I have my A-levels in script formatting and script writing. I got a distinction, so I should have done better than this already. But I think this was like my first time also writing an audiobook, which is why there's actually some parts in the audiobook that are missing compared to the animated version. Like the gag with the kitten getting the snake poison in her eye whenever Aidyn spits it is completely missing from the audiobook, which is a big plot hole for the audiobook universe because they talk about it happening in episode 2, but it didn't happen in episode 1. This was after I kind of made the idea that every joke should have a consequence. Okay, at least that's kind of the feeling I'm trying to go for, is like, every gag, as goofy as it is, has a consequence. As goofy as Rusty's death is, it still has consequence to Aidyn's emotional well-being. The kitten's still blind and will be blind forever. These gags are fun to slap your knee at, but your knee's gonna get bruised. Here's the kind of the voting screen. Voting is over. I'm not gonna do voting anymore. I feel like it just does not fit the show. This was when I was trying to kind of make the PAX an all-rounded show for everything that I wanted from something, and definitely I started to realize that I can't just put everything into the PAX. It's not going to work, and voting just did not feel right. It didn't make much sense, and I feel like that also kind of put the branch down to make BFFK is have that kind of voting BFDI wolf show, just like To Become Alpha, which is an old series I made ages ago, but this voting concept is very much scrapped and didn't actually do well by the viewers. Episode 2 got no votes. So yeah, I don't think voting's ever gonna return. I think it's a scrapped concept, and a field kind of wanted that, which will voting will obviously be back in BFFK if I choose to. But it was kind of a way to kind of try to get feedback, but also have the voting side of things, because I love data and statistics. So I was trying to cram everything of what I wanted into the PAX instead of letting it grow to be what it wanted to be. This is... We actually don't have credit anymore for this. The original creator is deleted their account, so we have no idea, but This was whenever we were kind of coming up with the idea of making the packs fully animated, but I just didn't feel like it worked with my style at all. Who knows, maybe I might return to fully animated. I do like the idea of working with this. I really do enjoy movement, but I definitely wasn't confident enough back then, and it looks very stiff. I didn't animate this, but the body looks stiff. Everything else looks great, but I just didn't feel like it worked for the project. Ooh. Is that it? Alright, that's it for episode 1, I suppose. We'll have a wee looky at episode 2. Okay. Let's have a wee look and go through all this. Hey everyone, so welcome back to welcome to 2. This is 2. Again, as you can see, it's a few days later and it's like 11 o'clock at night again, which means I'm gonna be tired talking about it, but I'm gonna talk about it because it'll be fun and interesting. Everyone's gonna go, wow, I didn't know that about the packs. So this is episode 2. And the first thing that we actually get to have a wee look at is the scrapped thumbnail for episode 2. This is the original idea for the theme of episode 2 was a kind of parody of the South Park movie, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. Which is like, you know, the kind of weird 2D kind of fiery, like it's the South Park look, but originally this was scrapped. Also, that pose that Book is doing is a what do I smell? Is a sorry, I thought I smelled cigarettes. Is a pose for Coiny in BFDI. So there's a lot of references in this in general. Originally, this was the thumbnail up to when I hired the artist to make one, and they made one way better, so I decided just to keep this. I think this was the thumbnail for the audiobook for a while, and then I eventually changed it, so now it's just scrapped altogether. And I know like another version of this was made by another artist as well, but with everything going on, I had to make a choice, so kind of decided this needed to go, unfortunately. It's really cool, but it just doesn't work. I just felt like that was such a small part of the episode compared to what it eventually did become, but really wasn't a huge part of the episode compared to how I originally planned for her to be, and it just became Natawolf. Natawolf became such a bigger part, and this was all kind of, the clans blaming Natawolf's clan, and just like everything kind of led to it being more Natawolf's problem. So it became like the original title for the episode was The Worst Day of Book's Life, and then it became Natawolf Nightmare. So there's a lot of history with that. Here is a frame being drawn, and as you can see, how I was kind of working it out was with splitting the script up into different sentences and then doing a frame for those sentences, which is why there's so many different kind of frames and it's less still in episode 1. Kind of the same technique I'm using in episode 3, where it is way more kind of there's more movement in it because the sentences are more kind of animated and expressions are more animated, and they're obviously kind of split into sentences as well. More storyboard. It's more the way this is handled is a really cluttery way of doing it, which is like getting the script and then splitting it into different sentences and where I think they should be moving and changing their expression, and then writing them there and then doing a pose for that expression. It's really clumsily done, but again, I was learning, and episode 3 will probably, it is a lot easier to process because it's immediately from script to storyboard to animation. But this was like using the storyboard and then drawing over it, which was a mistake in general, because because then it kind of ruined the consistency of poses. But either way, that's kind of just the awful way that it was kind of handled, because this frame is huge. I remember, like, the file, Fire Alpaca file was, like, God, fucking, like, it was a big file. It was, like, maybe 800 frames. There was a lot of, like, frames in that one save file, and it lagged, and it was inaccessible for other animators, and it was just kind of a mess. Here's it was a used background. This is by Shy. An absolute beautiful background. That is in the scene that starts with Evelyn talking to Amanda about her feelings towards Aidyn. Really beautiful as always. Their artwork is always super impressive. Here's some of my backgrounds, more simplistic and more just color popped. This is a frame from the animation Not a Wolf that I just loved. I felt like it was I don't know, I don't know if I edited it and cleaned it up a wee bit, but I just thought this was a funny pose of Not a Wolf. It worked really well, and it became like an emote. Here's some old art of when I was gonna try to make a concept idea for a poster for the packs. As you can see, like, it's still, like, the colors are a little wrong, especially on Amanda, and things aren't finalized. So, you know, it's kind of the rough sketches. We have even more backgrounds with, like, the cave background with Evelyn and Amanda and Harry. This is, like, a timestamp of me just giving updates on writing the script and telling people, you know, how big the script is. It's 5,000 words in, it seems like. 900 words in, sorry. So this is, like, early, actually. This is really early in the script writing this was taken. That's very interesting, actually. Because I looked at the 5,000 and I was like, 7 minutes? But no, it's actually, it's pretty early on, I guess. Damn. More backgrounds. This is the Cat Clan whenever Aidyn and Not a Wolf are peeping through the hedge. More just kind of screenshots of just the animation process and the kind of software I was using. Early kind of artwork of, like, a frame being colored in. This is, like, something that I originally I changed, like, the production style for episode 3 because I felt like episode 2's kind of drawing over the storyboard was so limited and taxing, and I changed that for episode 3 because I felt like it's just irritating. But yeah, it kind of leaves to this is a screenshot halfway through coloring it, and it kind of looks like he's naked. But yeah. It was like we were using the storyboards as, like, templates, and we drew over them. And because the storyboards were storyboards, they were roughly drawn out, so we were drawing over that kind of unpolished work already, and it made some things look inconsistent, which has been changed for episode 3. Another background. A kind of image I used to demonstrate, you know, where are we in the production side of things. We got some storyboards before they were kind of turned into frames, and then we have just the kind of production side of things. We used, like, a spreadsheet to explain where we were at all times so we could give the crew a proper kind of idea on where things are. More kind of images that I was sending out to animators and stuff. I think I ended up actually animating this scene by myself, but it was kind of just how we kind of told each other what characters which in such a basic outline storyboard. This is how we kind of separated the sentences to kind of work where we could make different storyboards and movements out of each frame or sentence. Really awful way of doing it. I wouldn't recommend doing this at all. It's clumsy and it's messy, but it's just kind of, it's a learning curve, you know. And here is it getting into the editing process, which is also very neat. It's cool to kind of see that, actually. So that's the editing process to... Oh, we actually have a load more. I was about to say, where did the rest of it go? We actually have a load more to look through. More different kind of animation. This was done by Ford Focus. That was their name. They did only like one frame this time, but it's very cute. You know, it's very shaded and looks pretty good. I'm surprised that their poor little computer could handle the absolute monstrosity that is that file. And they did it at 11 a.m. You know, and it's 11 a.m. right now. So, damn. We got more backgrounds of the Cat Clan, just from the montage of them hanging out. We got some really cool sketches from Shy. I'm pretty sure this is Shy. I hope I'm not crediting you wrong. I'm very sure that's her. You know, I gave her free liberty to put her own art style over my storyboards, because I just wanted to kind of explore with art style in this episode, which is why it's very inconsistent in that sense. And here's just her different kind of, you know, overlap with mine kind of style with hers. I'm saying she, her, because I'm assuming, and I apologize if I'm wrong. But here's a bunch of different frames that just turned out really perfectly. What is this?
In episode 2.
Oh, I know, right. So this was like a gag that happened in the in the server where someone made episode 2 by themselves. So here's episode 2, the canonical episode 2.
In episode 2, Firestar comes in and Aidyn's like, "Holy shit, Firestar, don't throw it back." And then Firestar throws it back style, and then everyone gasps. Wow. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's how it happened. He throws it back style. That's exactly what happens. Don't believe the real episode. I mean, that's the real episode. We have more sketches. I hope this is by Shy, and I hope I'm giving the right credit. But it's really cool that you can actually see the different kind of styles overlapping here. Mine's very more kind of blocky, and theirs is very more round. And it's very cool to see that kind of thing overlapping whenever they're transforming. It's interesting to see an artist turn your own stuff into their stuff, and it's very cool. We got some screenshots here of the storyboards of the scene of Aidyn and Nadawolf going on their walk and having that small little discussion that they do about going to the Cat Clan. More pieces of art from the Evelyn and Amanda talking scene. Oh, right. This is what I was talking about before. I wonder if the next one's... Okay. This is the remake of that original... I think Shy did this too, right? This is the remake of the original thumbnail, which was also scrapped. It's actually a really cool piece of art, so I hope it's actually the finished product's actually in here. But like, this is like, I asked them to remake my thumbnail, and this is what they were coming up with, and the early processes of it was scrapped, and I feel bad. I actually kind of wish I kept that over the one that I have now, but the one I have now is also very cool, and I had to choose, and I just had to just go with my gut. The reason, I should probably explain why. I think the reason I chose the other one over this is because I felt the episode more naturally pushed towards Nadawolf being more of the main character than Book, and it felt weird to call it the worst day of Book's life and have that when Book doesn't really do much. And Nadawolf just naturally happened. Plus, Nadawolf Nightmare just sounds so much better than like a BF or teapot pun, you know. Background. Oh, here is just a recording of the early animatic of episode 2's beginning before the storyboards are colored in and fully finished. That's kind of wholesome. It's not on my computer too. Actually, it is on my computer. Is it? I'm not sure. No, it has to be on my computer because I'm not sure. It definitely looks a little different. But yeah, just the early kind of concept. I don't know how far this goes, but I'll now just have we look at everything actually because this is really cool. Okay. Just the early kind of storyboards of the first opening scene. Then we have episode 2 script, which is great. Like, look at this. This script is huge. This is probably the biggest script that I worked on up to this date. Episode 3 has blown this out of the water. This looks like baby talk compared to episode 3. But episode 3 is like... Man, episode 3 is huge. Episode 3 is huge. I'll show you as much as I can of episode 3. But this is episode 2's script, so you can take a wee look at everything. Some things that might be left out, but everything's color-coded for the different voice actors. As you can see down at the bottom, they all have their own color. But yeah, this is episode 2's script. What a fun thing. As you can tell, I've already gotten better at script management. I don't know what punctuation is, which is annoying. But, like, I'm getting better at that kind of scripting. It's not in the right script format, I will be honest. It's not fully scripted. It's the thing is, it's not in like a proper script format because it's also meant to be the same script that is used for the story or for the audiobook. So not only am I scripting that something that can be turned into a storyboard for an animated series, I'm making a piece of media that can easily be read out as a audiobook. So it is this kind of cluster because of exactly that kind of mixture, and it's very difficult, and I might change that for episode 2. But yeah, that's a wee lucky. And I think that's pretty much everything there is for episode 2. So, episode 3 is definitely something you've all been talking about. And when I mean all, I mean maybe. I'm going to be going through all the different screenshots that I want to show you of episode 3. And I may not elaborate on a lot of different things, but one thing that I want to make very clear about episode 3 is that the visual style of not only a lot of characters getting a lot of different very heavy redesigns, especially Not a Wolf, is that the animation style is very cleaned and polished with a lot of different kind of a more tidied, a more focused style, which is something that I am like super proud of. Like, this series has really developed the style that its own style, and it looks really clean and polished, and the anatomy of these characters are starting to really kind of just kind of show a lot more, and they don't look messy and weird. It's hard to describe, but the style of the show is really finally coming together, and as you can see for these screenshots here, even with Aidyn, like the clean of lines and the coloring in and everything. Like, even like there is a small redesign of Aidyn, like his puff's a different color, but there's a lot of different characters like Amanda, especially Not a Wolf, that gets serious redesigns thanks to the criticism that you guys have given me. A lot of you said that Not a Wolf doesn't look like a beaver, so I fixed it, and a lot of criticisms that came in, I've been very excited to fix. You know, it's one of the things that I, as a creator, worry about is the packs good enough? And all said and done, I love taking this criticism because it is literally I want the packs to be the best it possibly can be. I really do. I want the packs to be literally, when I'm done with it, and when the animation series is done and I refinalize the script to perfection and make it a graphic novel, I want to walk away from it and say, yes, that is the best I can do with that series. And I don't want to fuck it up. And thanks to the amazing feedback that my friends have given me, and amazing feedback that you guys have given me, I think it's going to become something really special. And I am honoured to really be working on something like this. And I think that from episode 3 onward, I want to kind of have a more I want to add something that makes it a lot way more distinguishable from Warrior Cats. It is very heavily inspired by Warrior Cats, obviously, and a lot of the shows I've created before, like Family Wolves and To Become Alpha. But with the series gaining this set piece that I won't be talking about, and from episode 3 being the kind of episode that finally puts the end goal of the series in perspective and sets a goal and narrative for every character to follow, and finally a point A and a point B for the series to go to. I want that to build that distinguishability into the packs, so when it becomes its own IP, it feels distinguishable. So it is definitely going to be like that. And if season 2 is planned, by the way, there will be a season 2, but once season 1 is finished and is finalized, we won't be touching season 2 until season 1 is finished. But episode 3 is definitely going to be the episode that starts the main plot of the series, wraps everything up. Episode 3 is 4 parts and gives characters that needed boost and background story and character development so they can start at the start line, and then we'll continue on and show you the goal at the end and the reason and narrative that these characters will be following for the rest of the series that will give it more indistinguishability and will help with writing. So episode 3 is definitely going to be very important in that way. So I'm very excited for you guys to see it. The script is huge, so I won't be showing it because I don't want to spoil anything. But I would say it's about... Oh, God, it's fucking huge actually, so I have no idea. But anyway, it's about an hour long, I think, probably over it. Thank you so much for watching the anniversary of the packs. It's so cool the progress I've made with this series. I am so unbelievably proud of it, and I am so proud of myself and everyone that has helped me with this amazing series, and I cannot wait to continue with it because it really is everything I think about. I do not stop thinking about this series. It's a passion of mine, a real passion, and I hope that I'm smart enough and you guys give me the wisdom to make this the best it possibly can be. I hope I don't fuck this up. Oh, I got a text message. Okay, I gotta go. See you in year 2, I suppose. You know what? I'm gonna put a message to myself. In 2025, where I imagine you being. I hope that you are almost done with episode 3. As a whole, I mean, like the 4-parters, and are finally getting started on the first story plotted episode, and I hope that you have turned episode 3 into the best thing you possibly can, and I just hope you're having fun. Your real best friend is yourself here, and I'm really proud. Hi. So the quality has definitely dropped. That's no coincidence. It's fan art contest time, and fan art time means that the quality drops. And I apologize deeply. But I just wanted to show the winner of the fan art contest. Unfortunately, they were the only one to enter at least the contest in the time frame. But their art is really cool. I actually think that the writing here, or the font here with like the S turning into a wolf, is super creative. We've got all of our characters. We've got Aidyn, Amanda. We've got I haven't really sorted out their name yet. Feather the Kitten is the code name for it. We've got Nada Wolf. We got Frost Petal up on the High Rock, being like per Nada Wolf being dethroned. We got Evelyn. We got Holly. We got Book. We got Grey Leaf. We got two other cats here. Loads of different things are happening. It looks really cool. The backgrounds look really gorgeous, actually. So I might get this guy to do backgrounds for me because this looks really gorgeous. But yeah, this was done by we got their name here, Elb. So definitely go check them out. But I did want to just take a wee moment to look through the fan art section because it is absolutely nuts that anyone's created fan art of my show. Look at that. I think this is actually a quote. I don't know. Before Aidyn arrived, Favre, as you know, passed away. And I guess when I saw that cold, scared, and shaking dog that ran into the camp, I knew he was someone I needed to focus on. I helped Aidyn recover from his family, and it almost felt like I had closure for my own, which is man, it's so cute. There's some sketches of Amanda here. It's unbelievable that like this book. It's unbelievable that like in general this exists. Like it's so cool. I can't like describe it apart from just like being incredible that like anyone creates any kind of fan art for it. And this is even like a quarter of what we've got. I'm pretty sure there's probably more in the fan art section. Because there's like so many cool pieces of art, and it just in general, there's so many cool stuff here. There's the book one again, but there's just so much amazing fan art in general. It's so cool to kind of look for it. I know this isn't PAX related, but I'm just, oh, that is such a cool asset. That's really cool. I haven't noticed that yet. I might actually use that. That's really good. That looks really gorgeous, actually. But yeah, these look. Oh man, it's so interesting to have like a community of people drawing stuff for your work. It's such an honor. This is like I guess it's kind of behind the scenes too. It's Frost Petals like early beta self, which is interesting. She changed a lot. She's changed a lot, but there's so many cool things here. It's just so cool to see. It really is. I haven't seen that one. You disgust me, I guess. You forgot about me. Oh man, I have a big smile on my face right now. This is great. I love seeing stuff like this. It just makes me so happy. All my thumbnails in Minecraft are just kind of crazy to see as well. I don't know what's going on there. But so many cool things. It's so interesting to see. What a ride YouTube has been in general. So I appreciate it. Thank you all so much for just kind of everything. It's insane. See you guys next year.